This is D-Man, and we're back with another beginner's tutorial. This time, we're going to make a new custom pawn. It's going to be a clone of a chicken, and he's going to explode, and it's going to be green. We're going to call it a Boomkin. It's very, very original. I've made some sprites ahead of time, just to make my life easy. These can be anything you want. It needs to be a front, a back, and a side. We're going to go ahead and jump right into our mods folder here, and start creating things. So far, we only have our core mod. Or core folder, rather. I guess it's not a mod. We're going to go ahead and make our mod folder. We're going to call it Boomkin. It can be called anything you'd like. Inside of this folder, we're going to create the three needed folders. About, defs, and textures. In the About folder, we're going to place our preview PNG, which is going to be the image that is displayed on the mod menu when you're clicking on mod and selecting which will be active and not. We are also going to add our about.xml, which, if we look at that, is just a simple description of the mod, a title, and an author that will also be displayed when the mod menu is shown. You can pause this and copy this into your own XML file. It's pretty easy to do. We're going to put that in our about XML as well. Now we're going to go back. We're going to go back again. And now we need to go into our core mod. I keep calling it a mod. That's okay. We're going to go into def. We're going to find our animals. There's all kinds of stuff down here. It can get kind of confusing. But for animals, we're looking for thing def races, which is right here. We're going to go ahead and find our farm animals. We're going to go ahead and enter this one. And here's all of the farm animals, but all we want is the chicken. Luckily for us, it's right on top. We're going to scroll down. There's the end of the chicken right there. Notice I also took the top of the XML file where all this funny stuff is. We need all that funny stuff. We're going to go ahead and copy that. Control C. Create a new file. Control V. Nothing has the proper colors because it doesn't know what language we're in. So we're going to go ahead and click up here where it says language and do XML. And that'll fix all the colors. And now we need to make a closing bracket for our defs down here. There we go. I like to have a little space there. Alright, so now what we have here is a successfully cloned chicken, but it's identical to the chicken. So we don't want that. So we're going to go through and change what we need to. This right here is some inheritance properties. It's a little more complicated. I'm not going to go too into it. If you want to see what it is, though, those are in the animal bases, which is in here somewhere. I thought. Yep. Animal base. You can check those out yourself, though. But it's just a bunch of properties similar to these ones that it inherits from those. So you don't have to type it in every single time. We're not going to modify those right now. We're going to go ahead and just stick with this stuff. We're going to start calling these things the Boomkin. Notice how some of these are capitalized and some of them are lowercase. We're going to stay with that same theme, and we're going to make capital Boomkins here and lowercase Boomkin here. We're going to go ahead and make our own custom description. This can be whatever we want. We're going to have an explodey chicken. All of this stuff is fairly self-explanatory. We've got our move speed. We've got comfortable temperature minimum range. We've got market value, leather amount. We're going to keep leather amount 0 for now because we'd have to make a custom leather. We're not going to do that today. Here's where we're going to start changing stuff again. We're going to change our def name here to a capital Boomkin. Then a lowercase Boomkin. And then another capital Boomkin. And these are all technically different things. This is the name of this entire segment. A creature, I suppose. This is the label it gets. And this is the actual race it is. But they all share the same name with different capitals. We're going to change the male name from Rooster. We're going to call it a Boomcock. We're going to change the hen name to Boomhen. We don't want to do the capital thing right there. Name the babies to Boomchicks. And anywhere where we have a directory like this, this is our text path where we're going to get our pictures from. And we are going to change this from chicken to Boomkin. We want capitals on these ones. Go ahead and just do all of these really quick. And this is our texture path, so we're making folders named things, then a folder named pond, then a folder named animal, then a folder named Boomkin, and then a file with an image named Boomkin. So that last one won't be a folder. Now we're going to go through and see what else we can change here. We're just going to casually add boom to all the different things. Looks like we're getting pretty close here. That's probably good. We can go ahead and save this file. We don't want to save it here because it's trying to put it into our core folder, and we don't want that. We're going to go back a few sets. One more, and we're going to go into Boomkin, defs, and then to figure out which defs folder we're going to put it in, we're going to figure out which defs folder we pulled it out of. So we go into here. If we look at our directory, we can see we're in thing defs races. So that's what we want to do. We can put it over here so we can see it if we need to. You got to be sure to get the capital letters and everything correct. That's thing defs races, except that's supposed to be a folder. There we go. Within that folder, you're going to call the actual thing races animal. But since we're not overriding anything this time, we're going to call it races animal Boomkin. And that'll be his own little special thing there. So now we can go over here to our texture path. Oh, here we go. Textures. And we want to recreate that directory that we saw. Now with the chickens, they all share the same exact directory, so it makes this pretty easy. We just have to do this one time. We're going to go into our textures folder. We're going to create this directory. We're going to have a new folder. We're going to call it things. The capitals have to be correct. Inside of things, we're going to make a new folder. We're going to call that pond. Inside of that folder, we're going to make another folder. We're going to call that animal. Inside of that folder, we're going to make yet another folder. We're going to call this one Boomkin. And inside of that folder, we are finally going to place our character sprites, or our animal sprites. We've got back, front, and side, which is what we need. They are all labeled as they need to be for the game. This is a more advanced thing. We're not going to discuss that right now, though. I'll explain how I figure it out is you just look in the textures folder that I directed to last video, and I'll make a link to in this video as well. And you can see how other animals and things are set up, and you should just copy that system when you're copying these things until you understand more. There's a lot to understand in these sort of games, but all of the animals are pretty much front, back, and side. Just as a helpful side tip. Now that we have all that done, I'm going to go ahead and close out of this for the moment. And we're going to give her a test. It's not ready yet, but we're going to see if it's going to run. Alright, here we are in the game. I've got dev mode already activated. We're going to go into our mods folder. We're going to activate our mod here. As you can see, there's the title, the preview image, the author, and the description we gave it. Once I hit close, it's going to reset the game. That's normal. Alright, here we are in the game. We're going to go and start a brand new colony. We're going to hit next, next, next. We can do that in dev mode. It lets us. We're going to zoom in, just pick a random place. Alright, We'll just pause the game right away. We're going to see if these guys work. We're going to go to the dev menu up here and click on the button. We're going to spawn a pawn. And right here is Boomkin. And there they are. Green chickens. If we click on them, we can see they've got Boomhen and Boomcock as their names. Their information reads as we put it. Seem like they're functioning pretty properly. The one downfall we're going to run into is if we were to wait for them to lay eggs, which we're probably not going to do, we would see that they actually lay chicken eggs at the moment. And they make baby chickens, not baby boomcocks and baby boomhens. So we're going to go ahead and fix that problem. Alright, so back on the desktop, we want to see what we got going on here. Races Animal Farm is not where we want to be actually. We're going to go ahead and close that. We will keep Boomkin open for now, but we need to go back to the core mod. We need to find eggs. And the eggs are in a peculiar place, but it makes sense once you see them. If I can see them. There we go. Items. Animal products. I always want to do it that way. Bad habit. There's milk. We don't want milk. Here's eggs. But these are all the bases for eggs, so we don't want these. See, this is the egg base. We don't want to modify any of that. We want to keep on going down until we get here to chicken. Now we've got the def name, unfertilized eggs, and def name, fertilized eggs. These are the two things that we want. So we're going to go ahead and take this and this. We're going to copy. We'll just put them in a new file, just like last time. We'll go to settings. Oh, not settings, I'm sorry. We're going to go to language and XML. Then we need to go back over here and just take this old tag, because that needs to be in every single XML file, always at the top. Then we'll go to the bottom and do our closing defs tag. That way we don't get any errors. And now we have our egg settings right here. We'll go ahead and just change these names in a really simple way. We've got a capital chicken. We'll do a capital Boomkin. We'll just replace these as easy as that. Hatcher spawn, or hatcher pawn, is what it makes, so we want that to be a Boomkin. And that is pretty much how we do that. We're going to go ahead and save that file. We will reference our other thing here to see how we want to save it. We're going to go to our actual mod, the Boomkin mod, into defs for sure. Then we're going to have thing defs items. So we're going to make a new folder. Thing defs items. Within thing defs items, we want items resource. We'll make a custom name after that. We'll just do items resource Boomkin. But that's not 100% done yet. We still need to go back to our actual Boomkin file here. And we need to make sure we change his egg laying methods. Or rather, her egg laying methods, I suppose. Here we go. And if you remember, we made the change really easy. Just a capital Boomkin. You can change how often they lay eggs and everything. We'll go ahead and change this to 3. to 3. Just change some stuff around. We'll make them lay an egg every 0.5 intervals. I'm assuming this is days. Should probably have a 0 there. We'll make them get hungry faster. There. We'll give that a save. Minimize all this. We'll start up the game and see how it works. So here we are in the game. We're going to start a new thing. It's going to skim on through. Anywhere, doesn't matter. Alright, so here we are in the game. We're going to go ahead and let these things just play out. I'm going to go to the debug menu up here and do spawn pawn. Here's our Boomkin again. We're going to make a few of them somewhere over here. We're going to go ahead and pause the game. Click on this face button for God mode. We're going to build some walls and trap them in there. We're going to give them some food. Place near thing. Hay. That should be enough. We'll undo all this so they don't bother me too much. And now, we'll sit here and wait and see if they successfully breed or not. Oh, that's right, I forgot one small detail. It seems that chickens need to be tamed to make fertilized eggs. I could be wrong about that, but it seems to be a trend I'm noticing. So we'll just type in tame to the search bar here. Do tame animal. Now we'll wait for another cycle. As you can see, we do have Boomkin eggs. And the description is correct. There we go, we have some mating happening. No fertilized eggs yet, but this hen is fertilized. There we go. There's a clutch, I suppose, of fertilized eggs, because they lay so many at once. Alright, there we go. We've got baby Boomkins. There's only one thing left. If you'll notice, we failed to do one thing so far. When they die, nothing happens. Let's go ahead and fix that one last thing. Alright, we're back here at the desktop. I've got the same folder open in 2 windows. In one, I'm going to go to core. The other, I'm going to go to Boomkin. In core, I'm looking for the Boomalope. So we're going to go to Thing Defs Races. And I happen to know that they're in tropical. Now if we look through here, we can find the Boomalope. There they are. And if you look right here, we've got this Death Action Worker Big Explosion. We're going to go ahead and take that and this execute range. We're going to copy them over, and we're going to pay attention that they're in the race section right underneath the body. We're going to go to the Boomkin. We're going to find his race section. Oh, I must have passed it. There he is. And right underneath the body, we're going to add those 2 lines of code in. Just like that. Just to be fun, we'll make this say something like 60. I have no idea what that'll do. It's way big. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and we'll start the game up again. Alright, here we are in the game. I'm going to use dev mode to spawn in some chickens, or some boomkins rather. Spawn pawn, boomkin. Make a whole bunch. They're fun and we like them. Let's go ahead and kill one, see how it reacts. That was the wrong button. There's what we're after. Then, just to make sure, we're going to spawn pawn. And we will spawn a chicken. It's not a boomkin. And there you can see that it's actually two different species. We successfully added an exploding chicken that breeds with itself and makes more eggs of its own species in the game. And that was the whole point of this tutorial. You can always experiment with different things in the game. As you saw, I just combined boomalope with chicken and changed some color textures, and I got a whole new thing. The possibilities are endless, and don't be afraid to experiment. I'm going to call that the end of this one.